And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the mighty 1090 studios with Greg Stotesbury from Aftco. We're going to be talking fishing. You know, it's really hard to get Greg in the studio here. He's always fishing and hunting and having fun and catching fish. And so we got him. He's here. So take advantage of it. On Southern California's sport fishing voice, it's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Who's going to be more successful? The guy with a state-of-the-art fish finder and the latest sonar technology? Or the guy who wastes time looking for fish the old-fashioned way? Smart fishermen know how to embrace technology. And no one understands technology better than your San Diego County Ford dealer. The new F-150 is the only truck available with Pro Trailer Backup Assist. The most advanced, most efficient way to back a trailer ever. It's just one of many high-tech features you won't find on any other truck. Ford is also the only brand available with EcoBoost, a twin turbocharged engine that offers impressive fuel economy without sacrificing power. In other words, Ford trucks just flat out work smarter. So whether you're on the road or on the water, don't let technology pass you by. Come in now and get a clearance price on a new high-tech 2017 F-Series pickup. Visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer today. Ford, that's California smart. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.
For decades, the Kona Kai has been considered San Diego's premier marina, resort, and spa. Now, with millions of dollars in upgrades, the Kona Kai Resort is a destination for travelers worldwide who can live it every day. The docks and services are the finest quality in San Diego, and the Kona Kai is the closest marina to the open ocean. As a marina tenant, you enjoy many benefits, including secured free parking, a deluxe health club, swimming pool, and more. Enjoy discounts at their restaurant, bar, and hotel. If you don't have a boat, there are memberships available at a very affordable price. The Kona Kai Club has been offering members a home away from home since 1953. Members can spend their days on Kona Kai's private beach, meet new people in the club's modern lounge, share a meal with family at Vessel Restaurant and Bar, or pamper themselves in Spa Terra. Check out ResortKonakai.com on the web for more information, to reserve a slip, or inquire about joining the club. The Kona Resort, like being on vacation every day in your own backyard. Bluefin tuna are here, and now is the time to take advantage of this amazing bite. The hot jig last year and this season is the Shimano Butterfly Flat Fall Jig. It's a totally new concept of butterfly jigging, but deadly effective. Best part, it's very simple to fish the Shimano Flat Fall. Drop the jig down to where the fish are holding, then crank it up 30 feet and then free spool. Or cast the jig and let it fall while in free spool. Wait for the bite, then put it in gear and wind. It's that easy. The Shimano Flat Fall is a center balance jig and falls with a wobbling action in a horizontal position, making it irresistible to big bluefin tuna. Hundreds of big fish have been caught on the Flat Fall, ranging in size from the 130 gram to the 250 gram. They're back in stock now at your local Shimano dealer. So get yours now and go catch a fish of a lifetime on the Shimano Butterfly Flat Fall Jig. See your local dealer or check Shimano.com for all the details.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
All right, Greg Stotesbury from Aftco is here. Good morning, Greg.
Morning, guys.
Greg
just posted a photo on our Facebook, Instagram of Greg and Vivian in the studio, who both, of course, work for the Aftco team there. And what's going on at Aftco?
Busy times right now. We got lots of new stuff going on, lots of new product in development, and the new 2018 clothing catalog just came out. They do everything in clothing gets done almost a year in advance. So lots of new technical clothing, the new updated anhydrous suits coming out.
Wait a minute. The anhydrous, which is the world's greatest foul weather gear, is getting better?
They've got version 2 coming out.
Really?
It's going to be a little different fabric, a little better fabric. Not that the other one was anything but awesome, but this new one is going to be a little bit heavier weight than the other one. And They made some adjustments on the fits, and I think they made the thing a little bit, added a little more room to it. And like everything, I mean, the guys are constantly studying the feedback we get from all the pros and what everybody tells us about it, and making small improvements or big improvements, whatever it takes. But yeah, lots of cool stuff coming out. Lots of new fleece and boys stuff, ladies stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Aftco is always like so far in advance of like the cool clothes. It's like you guys just every year, we always say it's almost like Shimano. Like you always change and fix things that did need changing or fixing, and we didn't realize that how much better it could be. You're so stoked with how the stuff is that you don't even realize it could be better. And then all of a sudden, they, like you say, just like this, they come out with an adjustment where, oh my God, this is even better than I thought.
It's kind of the nature of the business, and to stay ahead of it. And the big push we've got going right now is in freshwater. So a lot of the freshwater technical clothing for cold weather and for different types of conditions that guys encounter in the Midwest and different places. There's a big portion of the line is going to be, not that we're taking any focus away from saltwater, but a big portion of the new product is really directed more for the freshwater guy as well. Yeah. And we all know there's a zillion guys that fish in freshwater, and there's a tenth of a zillion that fish in saltwater. So they're trying to move towards capturing some of that market and getting guys to wear the stuff that are bass fishing or fishing walleye or trout or whatever.
Cool.
So it's a big world of fishermen out there. It's not all saltwater guys.
Well, anybody who spends time in the outdoors knows that the key today is layering, and all the new fabrics and to keep you warm and dry and stuff like that. That's kind of your whole push, right? Is like that whole layering thing.
It is.
But also staying cool too is a push too.
Well, we have you have such a huge swing in a day. Often you'll start out in the morning at 30, and by the afternoon it's 70, especially around here like in the wintertime, some of the weather that we get. So you need to have an easy layering system where you can take the stuff on and off and be comfortable all day long. And but all that's kind of engineered into everything that's going on with the clothing, and has been now for a while. But you're going to be surprised when you see a lot of this new gear that's coming out. It's
exciting,
pretty amazing, and hardware side too. Everything's going great, and
love the new nets.
Yeah, little bait nets are gone over big. It's just a little small change, but it's surprising how popular those have been. And of course, we're doing really well with the gloves and the gaffs and everything else. But the fishing's good. You sell lots of tackles. So.
Yeah. So what's new and exciting in the hardware side?
I've got a couple products in development right now that I'm not saying a whole lot about yet, but we do have some new things coming out in hardware. We're going to debut them at the shows probably in January. That's what I'm timing my samples for January. Mm-hmm. Our big aluminum guides, we've got more and more of those going on the bigger rods that are being used for guys that are fishing blue marlin and giant tuna. A lot of the giant tuna guys starting to put those SXHD with the giant knot clearance on their big rods that they're fishing for the wicked tuna style stuff.
Those things are big enough that swivels can pass through them and things like that.
Yeah, that's really when I designed them and designed the knot clearance, and I designed them to pass a 330-pound Spro swivel, which is kind of the favored swivel that they use for their wind-on gear, because they don't want to grab leader at all. So that they have a huge amount of knot clearance, it's like 410 thousandths of knot clearance, which is over 3/8 of an inch. You can put a Sharpie through the middle.
That's so crazy.
Wow.
But how cool is that you could, think about that. You can crimp directly to your heavy piece of fluoro, not having to worry about a lesser secure connection, and then wind the thing right to the rod tip. That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. And so much of fishing has gone that way. Yeah. Traditional blue marlin fishing, guys are still reaching up and grabbing leader. But a lot of the guys that are live baiting now, people are just getting away from having to have the leader man, so you can wind the fish right to the boat and put a tag in it or whatever you're going to do.
That's what these guys do.
That's what these guys do. They have that huge knot clearance, big machined aluminum, billet aluminum frame.
Beefy.
They're very, very beefy, big feet. So they're only really designed for 80s, 130s, and unlimiteds. And really 130 to unlimited is where that guide shines. It's the feet are too big to go on anything smaller than an 80.
And where's the market for that? Where's the big market for something like that?
Everywhere that they have giant tuna. So basically, from the northern part of Florida all the way to Nova Scotia.
Okay, so you're talking like giant bluefin.
Giant bluefin tuna. Yeah, and then
we have giant tuna here in the long range fleet, but it's a different type of giant.
Different type of giant tuna. Yeah, and this is all chair fishing stuff. No stand up at all. And then anyways, they have giant blue marlin, and we've got a bunch of rods now down at the Cape. A bunch of the guys before the Bisbee were scrambling to get the SXHD guides.
We built several sets with those guides for guys doing that exactly. Bisbee blue marlin fishing.
Yeah, and last year the winner, the guys that won the Bisbee had all Aftco SXHD guides on their their rods.
Hardware.
So, yeah,
Wow.
on the
That's
Catania.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you've been a busy guy fishing. You fish a lot, of course. Do a lot of local fishing and travel fishing too, right? Tell us about some of your adventures and some of your season.
Well, most of the season, Pete, we spent it on my boat on the flying fish. My brother and I are partners in our little 33 brigantine, and we fish all the marlin tournaments, all the release marlin tournaments, and we did a lot of bluefin fishing this year, and spent a lot of time flying the kite, which is not my favorite kind of fishing, but a lot of run and gun on big bluefin, and we had a decent year. We caught a number of big bluefin, but it was one of those years where we lost a lot of fish too. I pulled the hooks on a bunch of big bluefin, got cut off on a lot of bluefin. We had days where we had 8 or 10 fish hooked and couldn't get them out of the school without the other one cutting the spectra. But we had a decent marlin season, caught quite a few marlin. Had a marlin hooked on 6-thread linen line during the antique tournament for the Tuna Club.
Linen.
Yeah.
What pound test is that?
Well, 6-thread in a perfect world would be 18-pound test.
Wow.
But in reality, it fishes more like you'd fish 12-pound.
12-pound.
And I was with Dave Pfeiffer, and we actually had a double, and my fish got underneath his fish and came up jumping. And with 6-thread, you can't get any belly in the line at all. And
Just because the belly itself will break it.
unfortunately, I was almost in free spool, and the fish still broke the line. It was only 50 yards from the boat.
Wow.
But that was a big, important catch. It would have been very important to the Tuna Club to catch that. And so that one went away. We had one of those years that, we hooked a huge swordfish off the west end of Clemente, and I had him on the right tackle. We had video going. The whole deal was perfect bite. I don't know, 400-pound fish.
Ooh.
30 minutes in with a Talica 25 with 80-pound and harnessed up and really
Everything right.
putting the boots to him and just pulled the hook out.
Oh,
And that was a 10-0 offset, 7691S. Shouldn't have come out, but that's sword fishing.
But yeah, why is it that you pull hooks on swordfish a lot?
I think there's two things, Pete. Number one, when they eat, they typically eat really weird. I don't think they see good on the surface, and so I think a lot of the time they get wrapped. They don't actually eat the bait, but they get the leader in their mouth, and I think that's what happened with this fish. So I think he had the leader in his mouth, and I think the hook was in his body somewhere on the side. So when he came up at 10 minutes and was right next to the boat, nowhere near ready to be gaffed, but I could look and see the leader going to his mouth. But I think, in hindsight, when I pulled the hook, I think that what happened was the fish rolled over, the line came out of his mouth, and when I straight pulled on the hook, it pulled it out of his body. Because when I got the leader back, it was 220-pound fluorocarbon wind on. When I got it back, the line was all scratched up 5 feet from the hook, and it was crystal clear down by the hook. So what that tells me is it was not in his mouth.
Yeah.
But it's just they commonly come unhooked. They're very soft, and they eat weird.
Yeah.
So, and this one, to me, we haven't had that many bites, but this one ate really clean, straightaway bite on a great big mackerel that was brained, and he he didn't blister when he took line. And
so explain that, brained. I mean, there's a lot of people have seen swordfish, they can never get them to bite.
So the deal with swordfish is a lot of times when they bite, in the last 3 bites I've had, they knock the first bite, they knock the bait off the hook if you don't have the bait hooked properly. So what we do now is we take a large mackerel and we pass the hook right up from the bottom, from the bottom jaw all the way out the top of the head, so that you've got a better bite in the bait. And the other thing it does, it slows the bait down a little bit, so it makes it easier for the swordfish to catch it.
So do you actually run it through the brain, so it's
right up through right out of the top
almost
of the head.
dead?
It's almost dead. And then when you cast it, you typically twitch the bait real hard and make the bait flash and turn over in the water. And that's what I did on this fish. And my first cast was decent but not perfect. Second cast, I laid it 10 feet in front of him and gave it a couple twitches, and he just opened his mouth and ate it.
Oh, that's so
wow.
So, and it was
exciting.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But, it's one of those things that's exciting, but you also know your odds of that fish staying connected are slim. Once we got the fish, I was on the bow when I baited it. Once we got the fish in the cockpit and I was harnessed up, I was feeling good. I mean, I had the Max Force harness on. I had the big plate on. Everything was right. And the hook pulled out.
No,
that's the problem with those things.
Yeah.
Your odds of seeing one are not great. Your odds of him biting are so much less. The odds of him staying, actually getting a hook in him are far greater less. And then when you do get attached, your odds are almost nil. But that's what makes it so special if and when it does happen.
We had a couple of guys on board, the guys from Tactical Bassin, these guys are really hot rod bass fishing guys that have a big YouTube presence, and they have their own channel and all this stuff. And had both of them on board, and they're big on all the video stuff, so they had video rolling on the bite and everything else. And we caught one bluefin, and then we had one of them hooked up to a big bluefin, 200-pound class fish that bit a mackerel out of a foamer. And we had him on for half an hour on the right tackle, Talica 20, 80-pound, everything good. settled in, harness on, and we pulled the hooks on that fish in like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So it was kind of that type of season for us. We nothing like the year before where everything we hooked we caught. This year we had some fish go away, but still a great season.
Well, you were talking about you and Dave Pfeiffer. You guys almost won the Masters. That fish would have you would have won, right?
Well, Pfeiffer wasn't on my boat, but for our team, it would have helped our 4-boat team to be a winner. But yeah, Pfeiffer was on that fish for 5 hours and eventually lost it on 12-pound.
Yeah.
And we had plenty of chances. We doubled on 12-pound and got one and got spooled on the other one, and then we had another 12-pound fish hooked the day before. We had plenty of opportunity to win that tournament, but unfortunately, kind of as this season went, we didn't get the job done when we needed to.
Okay, so I got to ask. You guys are in the tuna club. You guys fish all this funky old tackle. You fish 12-pound test. Why? Why do you do this?
What I say is, how many marlin do you really want to catch on 30-pound?
Yeah.
And when you've done that enough, you look for other things to do.
Sure. More challenges.
More challenges, and that's kind of the progression to using lighter tackle. Sure. It's just a challenge, and like using the 6th thread I was using a 1936 Penn Silver Beach on a bamboo rod,
wow.
6-thread linen that was 40 years old.
That was the question I was going to have you, was that your linen. It's not like you can just go buy 6-thread linen.
Yeah, it's you actually there is a little bit of linen available now to buy. The Tuna Club has ordered some of it, but the very, very best linen is you're liable to be fighting a fish, and 100 yards down there's a big slub in the line, and the line just comes untwisted, just comes apart.
You can buy new linen?
You can.
Really? I didn't know that.
You actually can buy
like sewing thread or something?
You know what it is? It's sewing thread that they use to sew shoes over in Ireland. There's a company in Ireland that still makes linen for traditional stitching in shoes.
I'll be darned.
And somebody in the club found it and ordered it, but like I say, it's the challenge.
Yeah, totally.
It's in the Tuna Club. It's kind of a big deal to catch a fish on antique, and if you can get one on 6th thread, you're a hero.
So linen line is what they used to use before Dacron, before monofilament, before all that.
That's right.
It was linen line.
That's what going all the way back to basically the beginning of rod and reel sport fishing. Linen was all they had.
So date like early 1900s.
I'd say like the late 1800s.
Late 1800s.
Yeah, into the late 1895, 1896, around the time that Holder founded the Tuna Club, they were all using linen. And these stubby little bamboo rods and reels with no anti-reverse, and they're catching 200-pound bluefin on that stuff.
Yeah,
I think there was probably a lot of tragedies, but they actually landed a few on that tackle. So to try to do that now, with linen is it's a big challenge. So that one trip where I broke the fish off on 6th thread, Pfeiffer baited about a 300-pound swordfish on antique tackle with 24-thread linen, which is about 70-pound test.
Uh-huh.
And we got a couple looks that the fish didn't eat or hit the bait, but how exciting! You're standing there with a J.A. Cox reel that's about the size of a 9.0 on a Murphy hickory wood rod that's I don't know 80, 100 years old, and he's baiting a 300-pound swordfish on the 17-fathom spot.
Where do you find this tackle?
Guys search all over the place. eBay, antique tackle sales. There's guys in our club that have collected up a fair amount, and they.
I know Michael Folks is a big collector, right?
Michael Folks is a huge collector, and so guys acquire the stuff. I was, 25 years ago, I was grubbing around in the attic at Aftco, and I found some blanks, bamboo blanks that belonged to J.C. Axelson, who was the guy that founded Aftco back in the 50s.
Wow!
And they were his original 6-thread and 9-thread blanks, and I had them all restored and had them wrapped, and that's one of those rods is what I was using when I lost that 6-thread
so
fish.
Cool.
Pretty amazing.
So just
a
whole different world with that tackle.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like you say, it's like you guys have been there, done that. You've been fishing all your life, done a lot of. It's like new challenges. And what's it like being a member of the Tuna Club? What's that whole clique like? What's the experience there?
It's an awesome experience because of the history involved, and the fact that the 99% of the membership really has so much respect for the historic significance of the club and the tackle that was developed, the techniques that were developed, the rules that we have to fish by. It's a gentleman's sport, so it's not about cameras and verifying what you catch. It's your word. And if you fight a fish and you lose it, or someone grabs a double line by accident and it DQs the fish or whatever, we'd like to think that the membership kind of upholds a high standard for offshore fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's conservation based. There are some fish that get hung once in a while, but the majority of it is tag and release.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just the history of it. I mean, I remember as a little kid going to Catalina, my mom and dad used to take us over there when we were, little, like 5 to 15 years old, and walking by the tuna club and seeing the guys in the dark blue jackets with tuna club on the back and looking at it and going, God, I like to fish. Can I go in that club someday? And no, you can't. But I've been a member now almost 25 years, and
wow.
And it's an awesome organization. It's fun.
What an amazing club! If
it
you
is.
do get a chance to get in,
if you can go, and now the club, they do have tours of the club, and people can go in, and you walk through there and you see literally the first marlin, the first swordfish, and the first tuna caught on sporting tackle are hanging in the room with the green chairs there at the
Those
tuna
are the
club.
first ones. Period. Like the first one caught on a fishing rod and reel, not on a hand line, not on a net,
right.
Are hanging up on there.
First ones caught on sporting tackle under tuna club rules are hanging up in the lobby of the tuna club.
Cool. Pretty amazing. Well, as you can hear, I have a great show to lined up for you today. Not only is Greg a wealth of knowledge about all the Aftco products, clothing, hardware, local fishing, Sierra fishing. He just came back. He and his lovely wife Vivian just came back from a fantastic fishing experience up in the eastern Sierra. Trout fishing, bass fishing. What else is there? Hunting. Yeah.
You name it. Outdoors.
If
it's
outdoors, Greg and Vivian do it.
That's for sure. Well, we're going to have a great show and so much great information. We want to have you join us. If you want to be a part of the show this morning, give us a call. 2 ways that you can do that. And first is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or you can reach us toll-free. That toll-free line is 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Not only are you going to get your chance to talk to Greg, you're going to get to hear some great catch reports, all kinds of great information. We're also giving away a great prize today, and that's a brand-new Aftco Horizon weatherproof fleece, which is such a cool fleece from Aftco. I know, Pete, you talk about it all the time.
Best.
Yeah,
I wear it every day.
It is a fantastic piece of gear.
Adam wears one every day, our producer, and they're literally weatherproof. You know, the little bit of rain we had the other day, I was out in there, it was like,
oh yeah, they got that shell on them. They'll take it.
Totally waterproof.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome piece of gear. And again, that's going to be your opportunity at the end of the show today. Again, if you want to get through, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It is Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. A spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or a fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Okay, Greg Stotesbury, you fish a lot of Shimano. Hang out with El Presidente, Dave Pfeiffer. What's your favorite reel and rod combo that is made by Shimano?
That's a tough call.
Talica Therese is pretty tough to beat.
It is tough.
No doubt.
I mean, I have always said that Talica to me is like the best reel they've ever made.
Yeah, for all the kinds of fishing that we do, Pete, I mean, really light to heavy, that reel's amazing. Yeah. The drag, the ratios, the load gear, just the ergonomics of it. It's easy to cast.
I would say castability out of a piece of machinery it shouldn't be, but it is. You know, with the amount of torque and power and drag capabilities that reel has, it shouldn't be as good casting as it is. It blows you away every time you fish one.
Yeah, and we use everything from 12-pound Dacron on them all the way up to 80-pound Power Pro, a lot of times on the same reel.
Yeah, and a lot of companies have tried to copy. They can't do it. There's nothing like a Talica. You know, the smaller, lighter, better casting, power. That's the other thing too that Talica has. When you turn that handle on that swordfish with a Talica 25, it's a beast, right?
Oh yeah, you drop that thing in low gear and you can pull like no other.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Talica Therese combo at your local Shimano dealer. Check it out.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Ranch is small, you know. It's very personal, very intimate. I don't think there's anywhere else that you could have the old Baja feel and have all those miles of beachfront, the palapa roofs and the stone walls. There's not a room that you don't have some kind of ocean view. You don't give up any amenities at the ranch. It's just very rustic. You know how when you cook outdoors it tastes better? Well, that's Rancho Leonero. It just tastes better. We have paddle boards, we've got kayaks, we've got snorkeling equipment, of course. We've got 12 super pongas. We have dive trips. We've got over 40 kayaks at the hotel. We've got all accurate equipment, very top of the line. And when the fishing's good, we'll freeze your fish, pack it all up, send it home with you. People love it. They'll come back 5-6 times a year. That's the highest accolade we can get. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. It's unique.
Sport fishing, not just for Dad anymore. At Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, kids fish free every Sunday. Free half-day fishing trip and clinic free for kids 12 and under every Sunday at Dana Wharf. Join the Dana Wharf Kids Club and get over $100 of really cool stuff like 2 free fishing trips, a free whale watch trip, and more. Dana Wharf, everyone's favorite since 1971. Click DanaWharf.com or visit them in the Dana Point Harbor, the bass capital of the West, and only minutes from the 5 freeway in Orange County. DanaWharf.com, where kids fish free.
XEBRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
All right. Hey, phones are packed up. They want to talk to Greg Stotesbury and talk Aftco and hardware and fishing and swordfish and marlin and tuna and maybe ducks and geese.
I want all that.
And
golden trout.
Golden. Yeah, you just had a great golden trout experience.
Vivian and I had a great experience in the Sierras.
Cool.
We caught the slam. She caught a cutthroat. She got a big brown trout. We got brook trout. Golden trout.
Wow.
What am I missing? And rainbow trout.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
How high elevation was the golden?
We were probably 10,000 feet. Cool. The trail we went up in the Jeep, it took us up to like 10,600, and I think we were about 10,000 where we caught the fish.
That's in a little stream.
In a little tiny creek.
That's where they live.
It's supposed to
be.
be.
Big
Yeah.
buildings, huh?
Yeah, and there were some big ones in there. I mean, I walked up, kind of stumbled up on one part of the creek that was kind of wide open with no brush around it, and I saw 2 fish sneak back kind of underneath the log at the end of this run that were maybe over a pound and a half.
Wow.
Big ones.
That's a giant golden.
And I didn't even know they were goldens until I caught one just downstream from that, and I went, these are all golden trout.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so there were some big ones. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into those jam-packed phones, Rick.
You got it. Well, jam-packed they are. Every single line. Everybody's excited to talk to Greg. Why don't we start it off this morning with Dave, who's calling us from Fountain Valley. Dave, thanks for getting us started here on the phones and Let's Talk Hookup.
Hi. I was wondering, is there a jacket that you can wear that's like wind resistant, but a similar jacket that you can wear that's weather resistant?
Well, the anhydrous jacket would do the job on that. We actually have a number of jackets that are wind resistant. Pretty much anything that's waterproof, breathable is going to keep the wind off of you.
Like that Solitude jacket?
The Solitude's perfect for that. It's lightweight.
Such a nice, lightweight.
Great jacket to wear, like if you're going on the boat and it's relatively warm conditions, but you're going to be taking spray or it's going to be foggy and wet in the morning. Solitude's perfect. If you want to go to the high end, the anhydrous is great. The Horizon, the fleece has also got that shell on it that keeps the water from penetrating it. So, yeah, we have a number of garments that'll fit the bill for you on that.
Yeah, Aftco.com.
Aftco.com, they're all on there.
Local dealers
yes.
that carry a lot of the product.
Yep.
But you guys have really expanded your web presence, too.
We have. We encourage people to go to the dealer because the local dealers support us well. Down here, Fisherman's Landing's awesome. Of course, they got everything that we carry and Melton up above and the long fin. There's just so many, I can't name them all, but there's a lot of them. But, you can go to the website and see what it is that you're looking for and then call your local dealer and go get it.
Aftco's so easy to deal with on the tackle shop side of things. Like, their catalog's fantastic. And just, if there's something, wherever you're at that is an Aftco dealer, if they don't have it, it's just, the process is just insanely easy. The catalogs are super easy to follow, super easy to find. And things ship within days. It's like the dream company to work with on the tackle store side. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, we try to get stuff out the same day. But we got the stuff for you there, Dave. Just check it out at Aftco.com.
Yeah, check out that Solitude jacket. That is such a And for like $100.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
very inexpensive.
Yeah, it is inexpensive.
We sell those at the store and love them. That is a super popular.
I've been in absolute torrential pouring rain in that thing, and it keeps you dry.
Yeah, that's great.
I promise you that. Thanks a lot for the call.
All right, how about we jump back into the phones? This time talk to Dana, calling us from La Jolla. Good morning, Dana. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys. I have a question for Greg, and I have some old tackle that's my grandfather's or maybe even my great-grandfather's, and I'd like to know sort of what it is and how much it's worth and how do I do that?
You know, I'm not really the guy to tell you the value of antique tackle. There are people around that can do that. You know, I don't know if you could take it to a local tackle store that might know, but that's a good question.
Would JD know that?
JD up in Balboa would know. He's good at that stuff.
Yeah.
There's another guy named Randy that deals in antique tackle that goes to the Fred Hall show every year. He would be an excellent source. You know, you can go online and search antique tackle. If you Google search it, I'm sure there's going to be somebody on there that you can take pictures of your stuff and send it to them and get an idea of what it's worth. The really valuable antique stuff is not usually fishing rods. It's usually the reels. And to be really
that's what I have.
Yeah, and
mostly reels.
Yeah, and if they're pre-1940, chances are they're very valuable.
Interesting.
Okay.
How do you find out to make sure that you get what they're really worth?
Again, I would go online and do a search and see what they've sold for. Like if you go to eBay and search on a J.A. Cox 4.0 from 1928, there'll be guys that have sold them on there, so it'll give you an idea of what they're worth. But antique tackle, like I say, there are people that specialize in that. There's guys like Mike Ferrier and others that'll tell you what stuff's worth. But it can vary widely. The truth is, most of the antique stuff that's out there is junk.
That was the thing I was going to say is just because it's old doesn't mean it's valuable. You know,
yeah.
We do that a lot. Not saying that your collection isn't, Dana, and it could be on the extreme high end. But like you say, there's certain things that are worth the moon, and there's a whole lot that just aren't.
Yeah, a lot of it's good.
I was just kind of wondering because I'd like to use it as long as it's not, if it's worth a lot of money, I'm not going to use it because I don't want to ruin it. But I wouldn't mind using it.
Yeah, well, chances are if it's quality antique tackle, I mean, we use that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And it's typically rebuildable and usable, and it'll work just as poorly as it did in 1936.
So, like, what is you mentioned a J.A. Holder?
J.A. Cox.
J.A. Cox?
Yeah.
What's a reel by J.A. Cox worth? Like a
could be thousands.
Thousands?
Yes, could be thousands. Something like an antique Pfluger Templar, which was really the first really good star drag, this is the reel that we use a lot of. A 4.0 Pfluger Templar in really mint condition. It's probably worth $400 to $800.
Wow.
Depending on the size and condition.
And when was that reel built?
That reel was built in the 30s.
In the 30s.
Yeah.
That's a TAC 20, boy. Come on.
Yeah.
Indeed. Hey, hope that helps you out. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning, Dana.
That's cool. John in Orange, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. John, good morning.
Morning, John. I got the wrong John. Sorry, John. John in Huntington Beach.
Oh, there we go.
Hey guys. Awesome show as always. Greg has always got the good scoop, and he's never steered me wrong, it's for sure. But, Greg, I have a question for you regarding sword fishing off of Southern California. Have you had any success or know of anybody that's had any success with the nighttime deep drop or the nighttime shallow fishing, that like they do in Miami?
You know, John, good question, and actually a really good question for this season. Yes, I do. There was a couple of guys that hooked fish this year. One of my real good friends hooked a fish at 5:00 in the morning on a mackerel with I think he had like a 12-ounce sinker on there, and they had the fish on, swordfish for sure, and had it close to the boat, and I think they broke line on 50-pound up at Anacapa. And then we were up at Anacapa, and we had a couple of we had two of the deep set buoy gear guys fishing right next to us on this really hard edge, and we spent some time drifting, and we had 2 bites. We hooked 2. And pulled the hooks on both of them. Didn't see them, but I pretty much guarantee you they were swordfish. We were right next to one guy on a boat called the Gold Coast. I watched him catch 3 swordfish in a row on 3 of his deep set buoy gear.
Wow!
So
he's a commercial
guy fishing with a single line suspended by a buoy, what they call DSBG, which is this new fishery that they've developed.
Yeah.
But no, and I think there was a fish Wade in Avalon that was caught deep dropping.
That was that guy, that solo guy.
Right. Yeah.
Well, no, was that that wasn't deep drop, was it?
Well, I heard there was
Or
one.
Maybe it was deep.
I think there was two. There was two like fully confirmed, deep water swordfish caught off our coast this year. One that was weighed in Avalon. I think one that was, I don't know, recall where the other one was weighed, but I know there was two for sure.
John, more and more guys are doing that. It's
that, like Greg was saying, that deep set buoy gear is what just confirmed what was a possibility. I mean, those guys that are good at fishing that buoy gear, I mean, they're getting them every good, if not better than all the other methods of take that we've had before. I mean, those guys on good fishing, those boats will come in with 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 swordfish a trip. I mean, it's a very legitimate way to catch them, and they have the ability of fishing multiple lines. But I mean, you as a sport angler, you could certainly do the exact same thing. I mean, it's like anything, it's a lot more difficult than it sounds, but at the most basic level, it's putting a bait in deep water and drifting until you get a bite. I mean, they've given a lot of legitimacy to realizing that this is a for sure way that we could catch them. And
that's exactly what we did. We set up literally right in the middle of their gear where we watched them. I was drifting. When we had the bite, the guy was pulling a fish right next to us. This is at Anacapa in 200 fathoms. And we could see the fish on the machine at 500 feet. And we put a bait down there. We had a line counter on the rod, so we know exactly how we got the line marked and everything. And we had a bait suspended at 500 feet, and the balloon laid on its side, and we got full slack line and went back and wound like crazy. It was manual gear because we were trying to do it during a tournament. And got tight on the fish and felt a couple of head shakes, and the fish came unhooked.
Son of a gun.
And it was on a mackerel.
This was on a squid.
On a squid.
On a rigged squid.
On
Yeah.
a rigged squid.
All the drifting we did was with rigged squid.
And is that what the deep set guys are using?
Deep set guys are using. They're using squid and mackerel. We rolled up to one guy and asked him, and he wasn't real forthcoming with the information. But with gyros, we could tell what color his underwear was. So we were watching him, and we know they were using squid with a pink skirt. At least one of the guys was, and we saw the squid and the skirt slide up the line on one of the fish. So it was very interesting.
Yeah.
And, it's a lot to be learned out there.
And this is daytime.
Right in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the day.
No kidding.
Yeah. Up at Anacapa.
Unbelievable.
Not
a lot of swordfish around up there. A lot of billfish up in the Channel Islands this year.
Yeah, we spent almost our whole season up there.
Yeah.
This was where that's where we saw this buoy gear stuff going on. And
why was there so much billfish up there and that wasn't around everywhere else?
Bait.
There
Yeah.
was bait everywhere.
Yeah, but
so
nothing like up there.
Is that right?
Oh man, there was just acres and acres of bait.
Of what?
And, mostly mackerel.
Mackerel,
and there was squid too, and soweries and all the other stuff. But you had good temperature structure up there because that water can't go anywhere. Once it hits Anacapa, it goes out to the west to the flats, and then it bends back around again, and that's it. I mean,
why is that?
Well, because you look at the construction of the coastline, and you have the California undercurrent that pulls to the north. It can only go so far, and then it hits islands. Once you hit Anacapa and Santa Cruz, Santa Rosa, and all that shallow water, the current, you can actually see where the current bends and goes out to the west. We were fishing on that hard edge, that elbow. That's where we were finding our fish.
So they were just stacked up on that
Stacked
edge.
up there, and of course all the bait was there, and you could see the stuff on the machine, and there was marlin in there, and that was the zone.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
that's so
awesome.
cool.
All right, hey, thanks a lot. Good question. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Well, now let's try, John. Actually, before we do that, we're going to find out what's biting out there. We got the Cast Man standing by. Richard Castaneda from Cast Tours is on the line. Buenos dias, Cast Man.
Hey, Ricky. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Cast? We're doing fantastic. Wanting to hear what's going on in the Baja.
Yeah, I just got back from our annual Wahoo Rumble there at San Jose del Cabo, and I talked to you guys last Sunday. And Saturday we fished the first day. No Wahoo were caught, so we had 3 tuna actually fill those Wahoo categories, and we had a 101-pounder leading. Sunday, no Wahoo were caught, but on Monday they decided to start biting, and our boat, we had at least 6 hookups, got one to the boat. A couple other boats did the same. They had 1 or 2, but the top boat had a dozen strikes on Wahoo, brought in 4, and they took all 3 places in the tournament. There was a team from Chicago, Mike Hanratty and his cohorts. But yeah, it was Wahoo fishing was a little tough this year. Lots of tuna there in San Jose, and of course in Cabo San Lucas. Billfish are now coming in pretty good numbers. Mostly stripers, occasional blue, and occasional sail down there. Not quite a 1 per boat average, but it's pretty close. Of course, there's also a good Dorado bite going on the Pacific side of the tip there. Not a lot of real big bulls, but some nice 15, 20-pound fish there. So some good fishing going on in the southern Baja. Over in Mazatlan there, they've got a good billfish bite there. Those sales that normally come in this time of season this time of year are there. They're averaging about one sale per boat release there. Also a few Dorado in the mix and a few tuna. Ixtapas in Montenegro is just starting their season. They're going to be going strong now all the way through April and May. Doing real well on the sales down there. They're averaging about 2 to 3 there. A few tuna, a few Dorado in the mix, and of course along the beaches there, some really good roosterfish action, along with Jack Crevel, especially around the Valentine River area. So some good fishing there. And we wind up with Cancun there, some really good fishing going on. Unseasonable sailfish right now. Normally it's a really good sailfish bite there in the spring, but for some reason they're getting some nice sales down there. Not quite a one per boat average there, but of course, and then they get the other species, Atlantic barracuda and the kingfish and so forth. But there's some good fishing going all around down southern Baja and mainland Mexico. So that's going to be the report for this week. Anybody wants to book a trip, any of those destinations that we sell in Mexico or Central America or South America or our Christmas Island trips, give us a call at Cast Tours, 800-593-6510. You guys all have a great Thanksgiving. We got the whole familia here coming in on Thursday, so a couple of turkeys will be cooking, and we'll talk to you guys next Saturday.
That's awesome, Castman.
Fantastic, Castman, and it sounds like a great Wahoo Rumble down in San Jose. Good times with lots of good people, and can't wait for now. Am I correct that your next expedition will be our Lake El Salto trip in February?
Yeah, that's my next planned fishing trip. Of course, something may come up. Somebody may entice me to go somewhere between now and then. But yeah, that's my next planned one. But like I say, there's always that one that somebody say, "Let's go," and I'm there.
Trip you didn't know you needed to go on.
Exactly, Ricky. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
Castman. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, boys. Talk to you then.
All right. Appreciate that. Hey, for the first time all morning, we have a line open at 877-792-1090. Also, 858-457-1090. You want to get through, talk to Greg, have a chance to win that incredible Horizon waterproof fleece jacket, just my absolute favorite jacket. The things that they do right at Aftco, like for example, on the Horizon, zippers on the pockets.
Yes.
Yeah. Love those. I mean, so your cell phone doesn't
go away.
Yeah, your keys don't fall out. I mean, why don't other you guys know how to build it for a fisherman.
Well, you know what it is, Pete, is it comes down to a couple things. Number one, our design team is awesome. I mean, we really, everybody's going to say that about the company they work for, but we truly have guys with tons of talent. We have 3 or 4 designers in there now that came from snowboard and surf and building technical clothing. These guys know their stuff.
Cool.
So when we tell them, hey, in a fishing situation, here's what you encounter, here's what happens, they know how to solve the problems, and they know what hardware to use to solve it the right way. The right waterproof zipper, the right seam tape, the right pocket design, whatever it happens to be, those guys have it figured out. And then we have a huge pro staff now of guys out there in the field using the stuff and giving us feedback all the time. And I think we're pretty good at listening. I mean, we guys come back and say, hey, we need the bill of the rain suit to be a little longer or a little stiffer. Or we need this zipper to be changed. So a lot of it is just we get input. I think we listen pretty good, but our designers are off the hook.
Yeah.
You mentioned something right there that I would have just never thought twice about in any product ever, but on anhydrous, the hood that you wear when it's raining is, I mean, you just think about that's something you would never think about when you're buying a garment, but the hood on the rain gear is just the perfect length that it just goes over the bill of your hat. So we're all fishermen, we're all wearing a hat out there, and when it's raining, all that rain channels away from you. You don't think about little things like that. Yeah, it's just done right. Like everything is done right.
Built for the fisherman. Yeah. Hey, now let's try John in Orange. Sorry, I pushed the wrong button there, John.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, I'm heading out today with a couple of people. My son and his friend were going to Catalina, and I haven't been on the water in over a year and a half, and they don't fish at all, but they both bought licenses. I got a ton of different types of gear, and I just want to see if I can get these 2 young men to catch something. And I was just wondering if you guys have any recommendations. We're going to overnight at the island. I'm taking 1 hoop net. We got our cards and all that stuff, but I was wondering if I should drag something. What would be the best thing going out there just to put these guys on a fish?
You know, John, that's a very good question, and I got a pretty good answer for you. The east end of the island, basically from Long Point all the way around to Church Rock, has had a ton of bait for a month now. The stuff has not moved, and it's in pretty tight to the island, especially right at the can dump and the slide. And guys are trolling like Rapalas or Yozuri deep divers in like I'm going to say the 14 size. I don't know what it would be, 30 millimeter, 20 millimeter, whatever they call that length.
Not the big ones.
Not the big ones, but
so
the
like
ones that are like
X-Rap 20.
Like
right?
An X-Rap 20 would be a perfect example. Troll those things in a mackerel pattern and troll them on like 20-pound test and pull them in and out around the contour there on the east end. There's been lots of big bonita. There's been calico bass. There's a few tuna around, but the big bonita will definitely, the little tiger tuna will give you something to pull on.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
And a lot of fun. And, you know, good hooping. One caution I will say is make sure you know where the MPAs are, where the protected areas are, because they're patrolling those areas and they don't want you in there.
Yeah, basically, if you're anywhere from Long Point to Silver Canyon, which is the whole east end of the island, you're cool, except for Lover's Cove. You can't go in there. But if you get above Long Point, then you got Goat Harbor and you've got Italian Gardens and all that area. There's closure in there, so you do want to pay attention to that.
Yeah, and that's easy. You just pick up one of those booklets and it shows all the areas. And your chart may even on your chart card may even show the areas of closure. Although they don't do a very good job on some of those chart cards of showing the closure.
Department of Fish and Wildlife has a pretty darn good guidebook. It's totally free. It's color. It's got lats and longs, and it's got like Google Earth images where you can kind of see what the points look like. I mean, any place that sells fishing licenses should have one for you, and if not, they could certainly get one for you pretty easy.
But anywhere in that area, too, dump a hoop over and see what happens.
Yeah, I've got a friend that's been hooping right there on the east end, and he did very good, just right off the back of the boat. I mean, he had one on each corner, and he did real well.
That's cool.
Fun time. Hey, have a great trip over to Catalina, one of the wonderful resources of Southern California. Take advantage of it.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great information. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
This is Captain Art Taylor of Searcher Sport Fishing. Come join our season crew led by Captain Aaron, Remy, and me on a fishing adventure to remember. Our 2018 schedule is available now with multi-day trips to fit your budget. The Searcher has remodeled cabins, an RSW system to preserve your catch, and great meals prepared by our chefs. Don't wait. Book your adventure online now at SearcherSportFishing.com or call Celia at 619-226-2403. That's 619-226-2403. Visit SearcherSportFishing.com.
It's long-range season. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. It's all about tuna and wahoo this time of year, and the Yozuri Bonita high-speed trolling plug has been a staple in the long-range fleet for over 30 years. This jig has put more wahoo on the deck than any other lure, and we have a great stock now at Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Check out the new Yozuri top-knot fluorocarbon leader material. It's invisible and abrasion-resistant and draws a bite like no other. So for Yozuri lures, original Yozuri Pink, or the new Top Knot Fluorocarbon, come see us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego or on the web at saltwatertackle.com. Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hard-working crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet. Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering great half-day and now three-quarter-day open party trips. Book online at fishermanslanding.com. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
I got a garage full of fishing tackle, and every time I get out on the water, I realize I forgot something important. But I never forget my life jacket. I make sure my buddies wear theirs, too. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Hey, this is Rosie with Cedros Sport Fishing. Cedros Island is considered the yellowtail and calico bass fishing capital in the world, and nobody does it better than Cedros Sport Fishing. We are committed to providing first-class service to our guests, as well as an unforgettable fishing experience. We have made a good thing even better. We now have a direct flight departing to the CBX in San Diego. Leave home in the morning and fish in the afternoon. We have a beautiful waterfront lodge with first-class accommodations and meals. What are you waiting for? Call me at 619-772-7570 or check out CedrosSportFishing.com. Book soon. Trips are going fast.
It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need. They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at pointlomasportfishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. As Pete was saying, it has been a very, very busy morning on the phones. A great opportunity for you to get through right now. We have one of our local lines open. That's 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090, or a toll-free number at 877-792-1090.
You know, Greg and I were talking last night about how difficult it is to find good people in the marine business to do repairs, no matter what it is. I mean, it's just...
it's the same everywhere.
It drives... It was like, you have the same issues up in L.A. that we have down here? It's like, it drives me crazy how people just don't want to take care of you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand it. It's like we talked about it, how if we ran our businesses that way, but there's so much business out there that these guys just, like, you got to wait in line.
It's really frustrating because you want to spend money. Like the mechanic, okay, I want to spend money with you. I want to pay you your $120 an hour.
Yeah.
Will you please come and take care of my motor for me?
Yeah.
My brother and I just scratch our heads. We just go, this is nuts.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But when you find somebody that's really, really good, that takes care of you, it's like gold star.
It is.
Big time. So I found one, and they're upholstery people. And I met Lucy walking down the dock at the Kona Kai, and she just handed me her card, and she said, we do upholstery and canvas, and if you ever need any work. I said, as a matter of fact, my up top, I need some new upholstery on my chair. Go take a look at it and give me an estimate. Well, like 2 days later, get an estimate. Hired her due to the work. The work was done exactly when they wanted. The work was done to precision.
How unusual.
It was just mind-blowing. So I want to give a big shout-out to Silver Bay Canvas and Upholstery. Lucy and her husband Mario run the thing. It's a real small outfit. It's a husband and wife outfit. The work is unbelievable. They used to work for one of the major canvas people in San Diego, and they kind of went off on their own. And I've never experienced this
anything
degree
involving boat
of, and I recommended it to my boat neighbor, and they had a similar experience with them, just quick, precise, exact.
That's great.
That's a good find.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's a very good find. So Silver Bay, if you need their number, contact information, shoot me an email or give me a call in my office, and I'll be happy to share that with you if you're looking for canvas and upholstery for your boat.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And
cool.
And priced right, priced very well too.
Cool.
Might add. So there you go.
On it. Hey, phones are packed. Everybody wants to talk to Greg. Why don't we jump back in and talk to Dan, who's calling us from Encinitas this morning. Hi, Dan. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I got a question for the Aftco rep. I was looking to get into some Aftco gear, and I wondered if there's anything I could double up and use it for fishing and possibly snowboarding. Thanks.
You know, actually, it's funny you'd ask that. I was just telling the guys here that two of our head designers came from the snowboard world. They designed snowboard clothing for, I believe, Burton, or one of the really big snowboard labels. And, yeah, this stuff will cross over to snowboarding just fine. I mean, all of our layering and everything that we do, and even the anhydrous suit, I mean, you could wear that stuff snowboarding all day long. There's Velcro closures at the ankles and zippers to get in and out of it. And I'm not a snowboarder, but yeah, the fleece. I think all that stuff would work just fine. I mean, it's a lot of the same conditions you encounter on the side of the mountain is the stuff you encounter when you're out trout fishing or you're out running around and it's raining or whatever, and you need the protection.
Yeah. You need dexterity. You need to be able to move around. You need flexibility, but you don't want to be wet and you don't want to be cold.
Yeah.
Those are identical fields.
Yeah, if you check it out, you'll see that we have a whole lot of technical clothing that'll cross over just fine. You can wear it fishing, you can wear it snowboarding. You might not look as snazzy as the guy in his Burton or whatever the label of the day is, but it's going to be functional.
I bet you're going to be drier and warmer though.
Probably so.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Want to remind you, check out this week's edition of Western Out There News. I'm going to draw special attention to the Los Cabos Tuna Jackpot Tournament insert in Western Out There News this week, and an article written by our friend Mark Rayer from Gen Ren Sport Fishing in there about his big finish there in the tuna jackpot. Greg, you're smiling.
I'm smiling. Well, we love Mark and Jen.
Yeah,
They're good friends of ours.
And Mark wrote a little it was actually on his blog on Gen Ren Sport Fishing, but a nice article about how they came to victory there. He and Diego.
Yeah.
Love fishing with Diego
Oh,
and
God,
Mark.
Diego.
Yeah. Diego's awesome.
Vivian knows Diego.
Yeah, Diego's cool.
Yeah, he's our buddy.
Yeah, for sure.
But Mark's a very humble guy, and he's an awesome fisherman, but he's not a chest beater at all. He just gets it done, and he knows his stuff.
Yeah, he'll be in the studio here in a couple weeks.
That's going to be fun.
Looking forward to that. So check that out, this week's edition of Western Outdoor News. Also, want to remind you that this week is the big CCA giveaway, and the winning number on the back of your calendar, if your number is 2623 on the CCA calendar, get this, you're going to win a pair of 580 Costa sunglasses.
Sweet.
Yeah, about a $250 pair of sunglasses there, courtesy of Costa. So that is a nice deal. 2623. Check the back of your calendar and look on the Facebook page for CCA, and if that's your number, you're the winner. Now, this year's calendar is out. You can get them at places like Fisherman's Landing Tackle and Longfin and all the tackle stores all over Southern California, or you can check out fishthesurf.com. Bill's got that new calendar out. It's great. Did a good job. This year, you have to register your number, which will make it a lot easier to win, too. So if you register your number, they're going to have a monthly drawing next year, and we'll, of course, continue to announce those winners.
They did a great job with the calendar, too. It looks really good this year.
Yeah,
cool collection of photos, and got the tide charts and all the particular cool fishing days. All the Fred Hall days are in there. Bill did a fantastic job.
Yeah, so what we're going to do also is, our email blast. If you sign up for our email blast at letstalkhookup.com, just click on our email subscription, subscribe to our email list, which, by the way, we sent out one this week, and it was an article I wrote on Guadalupe Island on our trip on the Shogun last week. So there's an article in there with lots of photos on Guadalupe and my take on that trip and that awesome experience of Go Fish Guadalupe. But that was this week's email blast. But it's also on the front page of our website, letstalkhookup.com. And next month, Bill tells me we're going to pick winners every week to win a Bill Varney calendar.
Oh, cool.
So if you're on our email list, you're just going to be randomly selected to win a calendar. So sign up.
Yeah.
Get on our email list. It's easy. Just go to letstalkhookup.com and check out our email list. Also, I want to while we're talking on the website and thinking about it, I added a new item to our shop page this week. And these are some new incredible lures that Pacific Lures put together for us. And the guys over Pacific Lures did a wonderful job. They built a surface iron for us and then different colors of yo-yo jigs.
That's cool.
And
I saw those.
These yo-yo jigs are nice.
With the big eye on them, like a squid pattern.
Are you kidding me? They're 7
Those are cool.
7-ounce yo-yo jigs with the 4X VMC, 4 extra strong hooks, big hooks. Killer yo-yo jigs.
Yeah, that looks great.
I like those colors.
They're $16 a piece. I got a 3-pack on sale while supplies last. I don't have a ton of them. While supplies last, a 6-pack for $30. Or excuse me, a 3-pack for $30. So basically, you get a surface iron and 2 of the yo-yo jigs for $30. So
that's rad.
Go on our shop page, letstalkhookup.com. Go on the shop page, and $50 or more, you get free shipping. So makes it even more.
Double up.
There. So let's go ahead and jump to the phones.
You
Rick.
got it, man. Phones are packed up. Let's talk to Refugios calling us from Laverne this morning. Good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. Happy Thanksgiving to you and to all the listeners. I feel like I'm one of the dying breed of fishermen that's still using rods with Aftco roller guides. My question is, how should I take care of those? Should I disassemble them, clean them, lubricate? What should I do to take care of them?
Well, it's really very simple, Refugio. What we recommend is just a soap and water wash after you use them. I mean, I when I get in and I'm washing the boat down, I wash the rods with the same soap and water I'm using on the boat, and then of course rinse them really well, and then I dry them. I take and just dry the guides with a soft towel or whatever chamois or whatever it is you're using. And the reason you want to dry them is you don't want the water and whatever is left inside the frames to dry and then kind of, form calcification in there. You'll get like hard water that'll build up between the hard water minerals will build up between the frame and the roller, and that'll cause your roller to stick. So I basically just dry them off with a towel. I don't do a whole lot else. I don't put spray lubricant on them. I don't do any of that. Every couple of years, if I use the rods a lot, and I'm talking more than, maybe 20 days a year, I'll take and break them all down, clean all the parts with a little bit of brake fluid cleaner or something like that, and then put a little dab of grease on the outside of the bearing and reassemble them, tighten the screws up, and go back to town with it.
Yeah, and you're not a dying breed. There's a lot of people that use, like myself, like Rick, that use, like Greg, I'm sure, Aftco rollers.
Tons and tons of Aftco roller guides out there, and we're still selling gobs of them, and lots and lots of guys using them. But the question about maintenance is a very good one, but guys tend to get way too complicated, and they try to spray stuff on there and put oil in them and do that. You don't need to do all that.
Yeah. WD-40 bath is not necessarily a good thing.
No, it just attracts a bunch of junk and gums them up.
Yeah, so just soap and water.
Soap and water.
Yeah.
That's what I use.
And why do you want roller guides?
The main benefit of the roller guide is it's like asking, would you rather pull your anchor line over the bow roller or pull it over the bow rail?
Yeah.
It's the lack of running friction. So when your line, which is relatively small and under a lot of pressure and stress, is going in and out over the top of your fishing rod, would you rather roll that line or would you rather drag it over a stationary surface?
Yeah.
So with the roller guides, they protect the line because they're rolling it all the time. You don't have abrasion, you don't have heat buildup, you don't have wear, and makes your line last longer, gives you a better shot at landing the fish.
Yeah. To this day, one of my favorite light tackle rods is a CalStar 800 XL with the lightweight roller guides on it. Yeah, those things are
sold
awesome.
A ton of those for that, and they still build a ton of those with the lightweight rollers on.
Yeah.
I just like them for the sound of a fish taking line through those guys.
Yeah.
It's cooler than the benefit or the function or anything else. Like if you hook a big one that's pulling a lot of line off a set of lightweight rollers, like there's a very unique sound of knowing you got the right one attached.
Yeah,
no question.
That's for sure.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Another full hour. We're going to check in with the catch reports, find out what's biting up and down the beach. You stay tuned. More Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
This is Chelsea from Dana Landing in Mission Bay. We are truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing has you covered with the Blackjack. Perfect up to 4 anglers, or the Impulse up to 6 anglers in comfort and style. Dana Landing has a huge tackle shop with everything you need to go fish bay bass, tuna, or marlin, and our staff will dial you in. We even have Mexican and California fishing licenses and reel repair. Our deli at Dana Landing is a local's favorite with all the food, ice, and beverages you need. Hey, need freshwater tackle? Head to East County Bait and Tackle, the ultimate in rods and reels, the latest freshwater lures and live bait. ECBT has a staff second to none when it comes to sharing their passion for fishing. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview and Lakeside. And Dana Landing is next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. Check out DanaLanding.com for more details.
You've heard all about it. You know the angler's catching fish habit, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel. Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels. With the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities, Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
Hi, I'm Hayden Lane from Fast Lane Sailing and Kayaking Center, and I want to tell you about our newest, best-selling kayak, the new Hobie I-11S. The thing is an inflatable kayak, but this thing has all the advantages of an inflatable kayak with no sacrifice in performance. It's super wide and it's super stable. It's shaped like a stand-up paddleboard. It just skims across the water, making it one of our fastest kayaks, and it rolls easily back into its bag. That's right, easily. It's so quick and easy to use, it's become my go-to fishing kayak. My mom and dad just threw a couple in the car and drove up to Mammoth Lakes for a few days and caught a whole bunch of trout. This kayak solves so many problems for so many people. No roof racks needed, no storage in the garage, throw it in a closet, throw it in the back of your car. Most importantly, come down and try this new kayak out. You won't believe how well it works. We do demos every day at our shop right on the water in Mission Bay and would be happy to take you out on it. So call the shop at 619-222-0766 to schedule a demo. Or check us out on the web at fastlanekayaking.com.
Who's going to be more successful? The guy with a state-of-the-art fish finder and the latest sonar technology? Or the guy who wastes time looking for fish the old-fashioned way? Smart fishermen know how to embrace technology. And no one understands technology better than your San Diego County Ford dealer. The new F-150 is the only truck available with Pro Trailer Backup Assist, the most advanced, most efficient way to back a trailer ever. It's just one of many high-tech features you won't find on any other truck. Ford is also the only brand available with EcoBoost, a twin turbocharged engine that offers impressive fuel economy without sacrificing power. In other words, Ford trucks just flat out work smarter. So whether you're on the road or on the water, don't let technology pass you by. Come in now and get a clearance price on a new high-tech 2017 F-Series pickup. Visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer today. Ford, that's California smart. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.